everybody.
Coach, I know there was obviously a little bit of frustration last night, and obviously going through a little bit of a tough stretch right now, but is there a balance between knowing you want to get better in the immediate moment, but also looking big picture at what you've accomplished as a team so far this season?
I don't think there's let's see how I'd say, I think there's a confidence that you have because you've had a good year relative to your opponents, right? So we're in pretty good shape there, and we've played some pretty strong hockey. And all that does is, I guess, keep you very interested in your team. Like, yeah, I like our team. It's a good team. I don't love parts of the way we're playing. There's some good signs in there. I think it's good that we go through this, that we don't spend the month before the season, everything coming easy and you feel good. I don't think that we had some long stretches of wins, or 4 or 5 in a row, lose one, win 4 or 5 in a row. And every one of those games are kind of tight. We're on the other side of it. I felt just recently, I liked our game in New York with our personnel and our travel, and I mean, to 3-2, when they made it 3-2, I think the game was even after that, which is disappointing. But they got a little life, and they've got a little more maybe fire in them. But we were pretty good up to that point. We didn't get off the rush. So I don't know what now is the looking back time. Just in the choice of words, I don't think we're sitting here looking back and going, hey, relax, everything's great. But it's more of a, let's get it all thrashed out here in the next 2 weeks.
Sort of piggyback off that, last year this time was basically where you guys went on the run that you needed to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
This year you guys had success, and now you have the time to figure out what you need to figure out, just when you compare and contrast just the routes that you guys have gotten to the playoffs with.
It'd be night and day, like a completely different place to get to the playoffs. We were behind it for a while, and there were a bunch of reasons: new systems, new style, a bunch of injuries, lousy schedule last year, and then it got pretty favorable toward the end. Our favorable part was kind of February. It's a little tougher right now for us. Different men, like different life experiences on this group, so I don't mind squeezing them a little harder right now. They can handle it, right? I think last year you spent a lot of time trying to build the confidence that you get it done. Now it's trying to raise the level a little bit at times when things aren't easy. Yeah, I know it's easier to be hard on your team when things are going well. Actually, you can squeeze them a little harder. I don't feel a lack of confidence in them yet. I think we've only got pieces. Last night, I thought we had 3 pretty good lines. So we just need 4.
What do you guys kind of need to do to thrash all of that out and kind of clean up the mistakes that are made in the
Yeah. Go through it, I think, is the best way to answer. I don't think it's a speech or the final score is not really a whole lot a great indicator of the game that's played. Like, I liked our Boston game. That was a solid game by both teams. I mean, there just weren't a lot of mistakes, and it was hard. I liked our game in New York. I didn't think we were great in the back half of the Philly game, but I expected that a little bit. That Islander game looks like a lot of Islander games. So I don't feel we're very far from it, and I think it's just there are some other teams going through it too. So
We've talked about.
We're not trying to get out of it too fast, if that makes any sense. You all right? We can stop this whole thing right now. Does anybody got any water? Do we got water? We'll wait for you. No, you're good. Tough crowd, Doug. You're kicking everybody out. Wow.
Kind of a common theme we've talked about lately a few times, but tomorrow another desperate team coming off a tough loss. When you guys have these games against teams that are maybe in that boat you guys were in 1 year ago at this time, where every point is do or die, do you sense that from the opponent when you guys get on the ice, that the stakes are as high as they can get for them?
Yeah. I think it's true of us as well, so not just those teams. We've got a pretty good run of getting the other team's best. And I would say that because we watch a bunch of hockey games before we play a team, and then kind of I always like to watch them after we play them, especially if they're in that kind of top 10 range. So we'll get theirs best. Our game is, it's hard to play. It's hard to play in a tough schedule too, because we have to spend a lot to be good. We battle hard to be good. And that's okay too, right? Like, all we're learning right now is how to deal with hard things. If you don't have enough hard things come your way, then you just don't learn enough. And that would be, I think, maybe the single most important thing that happens to a team in the playoffs is that you can learn. You know, win and learn. You lose a game, you got to learn. And that just, I guess, sounds cliche, but you know, we get up 2-0 on Toronto and come home, want it so bad, right? Want that third game so bad, and we did a bunch of things we hadn't done before, right? We wanted to win the game on every play, so we learned not to do that in the next few. Be more patient. So that's kind of, I think, where we're at right now too. We didn't come in and go necessarily through the whole game last night, and this isn't good enough. That's not what we talked about. We talked about one specific area in our game that we can get more from, and that we can defend better from, and just try to get better at a piece of our game. So I want to see that in the game tomorrow night against Detroit. I got lots of faith in this team's ability to wind it up. It's not flipping a switch for these guys. It's having the emotional well. I got lots of faith in that.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody.
Which I appreciate you.
Yeah, did you have one more?
No, I'm
Okay,
good.
we're all good? Okay.
Thank you.